Elephant is part of one of the largest auto insurance companies in the world with operations in 7 countries. But we only have one hometown, Richmond. Thank you, Richmond. We're proud to be one of your fastest growing employers. More care, less cost. That's the Elephant difference.
Sorry, I'm all wet.
Should you do an opening statement and take questions?
I never wear hats, but they gave us one for winning the championship, so that doesn't happen every day. Just really, really proud of our guys. I want to say, first of all, how impressed I've been with Dayton all year long. Obviously, they've been undermanned and, haven't had a lot of guys, and the way they've battled and played together and the job that Coach Miller and his staff have done is phenomenal. They were a really, really tough opponent today. Really, neither team deserved to lose. We were just fortunate that we were able to make a couple more plays at the end. But they're a championship caliber team. I also want to say I appreciate our fans for coming up here. Our fans were terrific. And, for those that came up and were part of all 4 games, they showed a lot of faith in us, with us being the 5 seed and knowing we were going to have to win 4 games to win a championship. And I'm glad we were able to reward them with that.
All right, questions for Coach Smart? Here.
Number one, Coach, congratulations on finally winning the chip for you at A-10. This is you're welcome. It's also basically that first game that you all played against Richmond. I mean, did that basically help you all prepare yourself for the run that you made coming into today's title game?
Well, that was actually our second game here, and that was a really important one because they had beaten us 2 games earlier in the year. And, they were coming off of a bye, and we were coming off of a pretty hard-fought win over Fordham. So for our guys to be able to battle through and come back and win that game, that gave us some momentum. I really think the momentum that we got from winning the Fordham game and then the Richmond game, that carried us into yesterday. Yesterday was the best we've played here. And then today, our guys really fought and battled against a terrific Dayton team.
Coming out of that timeout, you go zone. First off, how many times did you go zone this weekend, and what was your feeling going into that possession?
We played zone less than 5 times all year. There's a guy on our staff named Jeremy Ballard who I think is terrific. He's a way better assistant than I ever was, and he hates zone. So whenever I think about going zone, he talks me out of it. But Scoochie was just ripping us up in the pick and roll action and scoring at will. So we had to change something up, and we worked on zone on Monday and Tuesday of last week because we knew we were going to have to play 4 games in 4 days, and we thought maybe we could play some zone to conserve some energy. We didn't really play it much this weekend. I think we played it 1 other game for a possession or 2, but that's not who we are. It's not what we do, but it did allow us to get a crucial stop.
Matt.
Coach, how proud are you of the youth on this team with Johnny stepping up big yesterday, Terry stepping up big today?
Yeah, I thought Terry really came of age up here in New York, and it just so happens he's from here. He's got phenomenal potential. We all know that. But he played with a maturity that we haven't seen consistently, and he did it all tournament long. So he was terrific. And then Johnny gave us a big, big lift. We needed him. We told our guys, hey, we got 2 point guards, and they're mostly playing 1. So let's take advantage of that. And I thought Johnny at times was able to do that. But, again, I got to really mention again how good Scoochie Smith was on really very, very little rest and how good he was attacking.
Scott.
Coach, talk about your first moment with Bree after the win.
Well, Bree's a very emotional kid, and he's been through a lot this year. It just really, really kills him every time that he can't take the court and his team does take the court. His attitude has been so good, and he's been so great with our guys in the locker room, on the bench. But he gets hit with waves of emotion, and I knew he would after the game, win or loss. And I just told him, I said, we would not have done that. We would not have done this without you. And he knows what I meant. What I meant was we would not have done this without him after he got hurt. I'm not even talking about what he did on the court, for us, and he's an all-league caliber player. But after he got hurt, there's no way we're able to win this championship without him.
Sure.
Coach, congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
Secondly, you came up here last year, you played St. Joe's in the final, you lost. You seemed a little flat and a little down after that game. The team went into the NCAAs, and again, you were sort of flat playing in that first round. Is this game going to help you going forward, do you think? It's a different outcome?
We'll see. I hope it does. I think not just this game, but really this whole tournament, we've had to have a level of resolve and stay together, because all 4 games have been really challenging games. Even the Davidson game yesterday, the final margin was a lot, but at the same time, they made that game really, really hard. So hopefully we can build on that. You mentioned last year, you're right. I didn't think we were in a great place going into the NCAA tournament. I don't think it was so much because we lost to St. Joe's. I didn't think as a team we were as connected as we needed to be, and one of our best players was out in Melvin Johnson. He got hurt up here. One of our best players was out this year, but hopefully we're more united around each other, and hopefully we can go do some damage. I'm really excited to see what the Atlantic 10 is going to do here in the NCAA tournament, because obviously the league has a great history of success in the NCAA tournament, and there's some very, very dangerous teams in our conference.
Ralph.
Shaka, Briante had said that really right after his injury, the team promised him that this net was going to be his. Was that something that you prompted and started, or was that something his teammates? Can you recall how that went down?
Well, I don't know where it came from with the guys, but I told him we were going to cut down the nets, and he was going to kind of snip the final part of the net and get a chance to put that net around his neck. And I was actually talking about the regular season when I told him that, and that didn't work out for us. We had some close losses, and Dayton came into our place and beat us, and LaSalle did, and we went to Richmond and weren't able to finish one off. Hey, teams in this league are really, really good. It is a highly, highly competitive league, and we weren't able to win the league. So I think for our guys to be able to come and produce this opportunity for Bree to cut down the nets says a lot about our team and their connection with him.
Paul.
Archie talked about your team's ability to gather momentum. He said when you guys hit a 3, it feels like 8. How do you do that? Do you guys actually feel that yourselves?
Well, it's kind of the flip side of, they say never too high, never too low. Our team, and it's been this way, I don't know if it's me or the people that we've brought into our program, but we tend to get too high sometimes, and there's been times we've gotten too low. We talk all the time about poise and having poise in response to whatever happens. But I think one of the positives of that is when we do make big plays, our guys get very excited for each other, and it can lead to some momentum. You can't get too high because you got to be focused on the details of the process, and I think the guys did a good job of that today.
All right, 2 more questions.
In a conference that is fastly improving, how do you continue to be one of the top teams each and every year?
Well, I don't even want to think about it now, but it's going to be a heck of a challenge going into next year, because I think the Atlantic 10 it might be the strongest it's ever been next year. I mean, it's pretty scary to look at. You can just rattle off the teams and how many underclassmen they have and how many guys they're going to have returning with Dayton and Rhode Island and GW, and the list just continues. And, hopefully our young guys can get better and we can be really good next year. It's going to be a heck of a challenge. I think, in this league, like any other good league, teams beat up on each other. No one just skates through the league undefeated. Teams go through ups and downs. But I think as our conference continues to raise its profile and get big wins in November and December, that only is going to help us, down the stretch. I mean, think about it. The last 3 years, and we've only been in the league 2 years going into this year, Atlantic 10 has received 15 NCAA tournament bids. I mean, that's more than a lot of leagues. So hopefully our conference can continue to get a lot of attention, a lot of media attention. We really appreciate being here at the Barclays because there's no bigger stage than this. And just glad that our guys were able to pull out the championship today.
All right, final question.
Coach, can you kind of contrast the feeling where you get to the final and all
Yeah.
that effort and you do not win
Yeah.
2 in a row, and what you felt then and what it's like being today, with being a part of this
Well,
celebration?
that's a good question. Certainly the goal when you come up here to Brooklyn is to win a championship. We were the 2 seed each of the last 2 years. We really liked our chances. We felt good about our opportunity, but we came up short. And I think in both those games, the other team outplayed us, St. Louis and St. Joe's, the last couple of years. The one thing we wanted to fix and do better was have a higher level of resolve and be able to respond within the game. I thought we did a better job of that. Last year when we lost, it's a tricky situation because it's Sunday. You're about to find out who you're going to play. You have to turn the page quickly, and you can't be down about the loss for too long because you got to move on to the NCAA tournament. This year we won. We're extremely excited about the win. You want to cherish championships, and we're so happy about that. But at the same time, again, we got to turn the page. We're going to find out in less than 2 hours who we play, where we're going. We're going to get on a flight and go back home. We're going to rest our bodies, and we're going to prepare because we're not done. We want to go make some noise. We want to continue this season. And hopefully our guys can learn some lessons from today and apply them wherever we go in the NCAA tournament.
All right.
Thanks to everybody.
Elephant is part of one of the largest auto insurance companies in the world with operations in 7 countries. But we only have one hometown, Richmond. Thank you, Richmond. We're proud to be one of your fastest growing employers. More care, less cost. That's the Elephant difference.